let's jump into mainstream financing. And for general financing rules, there's going to be credit score minimums depending on the loan program. So let's just dive in. First, when we jump into FHA is going to allow credit scores down to 580, and that would be with their minimum down payment of 3.5%. Now, it doesn't mean you can't go under 580, just means you would have to put more money down. Generally, when we're working with buyers, especially using FHA, they're wanting that entry level or low down payment. So think 580 credit score. Again, not just credit score though. Credit score is one piece of the puzzle. It's going to be the credit score, but really the credit profile. What's driving that score? What's going on there? If you have perfect credit, meaning you have never had a 30-day late payment, but everything is maxed out, meaning all of your credit cards and your revolving and credit accounts are maxed out, then that's going to bring down your credit score. So it's not always just kind of derogatory credit or late payments on credit that's going to bring your score down. There's other things that go on. Another thing to know about credit is that, especially when you're going through the home loan process, let's say you have an old collection account on your credit and you're getting ready to buy and you're wanting to do what you think is the right thing, and you reach out to the creditor and you pay that collection account. The way that the credit reporting works, unfortunately, listen up, this is problematic, is it brings that old, dated collection account, even though you're paying it, it brings it current. So it makes it look like it's a current delinquency, even though it's paid, which can many times drop your score. So there's so many different strategies that go into the home loan process, and working with a lender that you can talk with, that you can say, hey, here's my score, here's what's going on. You go through the pre-qualification, they're going to see the credit report, and they're going to be able to help navigate what is happening. Are you eligible today? Do you need to do some work? Do you need to wait a period of time to get past whatever event is going on? Do you need to pay down some of that credit? And on that note, here's the other key is that if you have a credit card, and so revolving accounts are what I'm talking about here. So generally those are credit cards for this purpose anyway. So let's say you have 3 credit cards and each credit card has a $10,000 limit. Let's say credit card number 1, you owe $8,000. Credit card number 2, you owe $10,000. And credit card number 3, it was the holidays and you just popped over that limit, so now you're at 10.5. Your usage ratio of how much of your credit limit that you're using is just about tapped out. That scenario is going to bring down your credit score. So maybe you're like, but hey, wait, Kelly, wait. I know I get a bonus. I get an annual bonus. I'm going to use that money and I'm going to pay down or pay off my credit cards. Okay. But again, just know that at that point in time, when you're talking with the lender, they pull your credit. If everything is maxed out, it's going to impact your score. So there is a process, a way where you can go through that and have your credit repulled after those payments have been made. Credit is confusing, and there's a million different factors that go on, especially when it comes to the home loan type of credit reports that lenders use. All right, let's jump into the actual type of credit report lenders use. And this gets so much flack out there. And that is because the required credit reports for lenders across the country, it's all the same, is that we're using certain types of credit reporting models based on the bureau. They are outdated. They're outdated algorithms. And so there's other advances in credit reporting models that are not used by the home lending process or home lenders, if you will, that may show you a different score. And this gets very confusing for people going through the process. So what we want to ensure is that if you want to buy a house, talk with a lender, complete your pre-qualification application, provide your documentation, have the lender pull your credit. Because I can't tell you how many times I've had the conversation where somebody thinks they know their credit score, and then they go through that process, we pull credit, and it's different. And it doesn't mean that the loan's not doable, it just means the strategy may have to be different. The other thing about home loans and credit scores is your credit score, depending on the loan type, could impact your interest rate, but also your cost of mortgage insurance, again, depending on the loan program. Oh, one other thing on FHA. So I've already shared kind of their credit scoring thresholds, but with FHA, a cool feature of it is your credit score is not going to impact your mortgage insurance premium. Very unique to FHA. And if you are, let's say you're at a 620 credit score and you're evaluating an FHA home loan versus a conventional home loan, and let's say you're doing 5% down on both, your credit score is not impacting your mortgage insurance. But on conventional, your credit score will drive the cost of your mortgage insurance. So that's just one of the nuances of the differences between home loans and home loan strategy and how that relates to credit score. Okay. And then VA. There's a lot of misunderstanding out there. VA doesn't actually have like a minimum credit score. Lenders may have a minimum credit score. You may not get your loan approved through the automated underwriting systems that lenders use if you have a very low credit score. But it is important to know that VA doesn't have like a posted minimum credit score. But when you hear, what's your minimum credit score when you're talking to a lender, some lenders may set that at 560, 580, 600, 620. It's up to the lender on what their risk tolerance is and where they're going to set the credit score. So that's how that works. Okay, what else about credit? Oh, so again, kind of going back to when a lender pulls your credit report, some lenders are going to pull what we call kind of a soft credit pull. It's just going to be a peek into what's going on with your credit profile. And we use that just to be able to kind of, coach people. Here's what it looks like and, kind of get them ready. But if you're full on ready to go and you're buying a home, that lender is very likely going to pull what we call a tri-merge credit report. And that means that credit report is coming from the three major credit bureaus, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. And it's kind of confusing because I'm saying tri-merge. All that means is we're taking these each individual credit scoring models and the credit information, and we're pulling it all into one report. But the credit scores themselves are not being averaged. So for example, if you have a 700 on one, a 720 on another one, and a 705 on the third one, those three scores are not being added up and divided by 3 and being averaged. That's not the way it works. The home lending guidelines for, again, mainstream financing. I'm saying that because there are some nuance, some programs out there that are non-qualified mortgages. They kind of fall in a different bucket. Generally, they require more down payment, have higher interest rates potentially. There's just other things going on with them. There are some of those programs that don't follow this practice, but here's what mainstream financing is looking at, and that is out of the 3 credit bureaus, the 3 credit scores, lenders are going to take the middle score, and it's going to be the lowest middle score if there's multiple borrowers on the home loan. So if you and your spouse are purchasing a home and you're both on the purchase contract, you both want to be on the home loan, then if you have a 700 credit score and your spouse has a 600 credit score, that 600 will be the lowest middle score between the two of you, and that's what's going to drive the loan approval. It's really, really important. As you talk with lenders, you might be talking to a lender that's suggesting, hey, are you open to not putting the spouse on the home loan? They can be on the deed of trust. These conversations come about, and that's why. Because if, based on your scenario and your price point and the loan type that you're wanting, if that 600 credit score is going to put you in a position of not being able to qualify or impact the terms of your loan, then that's why the lender would be advising you and kind of coaching you through what your options are in that scenario. When we pop over to conventional loans, this is again Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, that credit score is going to impact your interest rate, but it's also going to impact the cost of your mortgage insurance. And so here's how it works. The cost of mortgage insurance on a conventional loan is going to be driven by your credit score, but it's also going to be driven by a few other factors. So it's credit score, it's your debt to income ratio, it's your down payment, and it's your dwelling types, the type of home that you're purchasing. All of those factors are going to drive the cost of your mortgage insurance. Hopefully this was helpful. There is so much that goes into the home lending process with regard to credit profiles, loan types, etc. If you have questions and you just kind of want to have a casual conversation about getting started, or maybe you've had life happen to you, let's face it, don't be embarrassed. Like, we've all had life happen to us. If you're trying to reposition yourself and you want to buy in the future, but you just need some guidance, don't hesitate to call or text 480-725-0150. We have a wonderful team here at the Kelly Zitlow Group, and really just a passion to help guide people through this process. I hope that helps. I'll talk to you soon.